morning. We're gonna be working a trip today. It's gonna be my first trip on my reserve month, and it's not a bad trip. It's not a bad trip. Today we're gonna end up doing a 2-day. So today we're only gonna be going from Dallas up to Portland, Oregon, and then I think we have a 15-hour layover. The sign-in is gonna be at 3:50, I believe. So why I'm up so ridiculously early is basically because I want to go over to the gym. I want to get a good workout in, and then that way I have plenty of time to come back, get ready without feeling like I'm in an absolute rush. At least that's the plan anyways. All right, so the workout is officially crushed. We stopped by the grocery store on the way home. I have some Factor meals I'm gonna be taking with me. I'm pretty much gonna be gone like tonight and then all day tomorrow because like we don't get back until late. So I'm gonna try to bring like enough food for at least most of this trip. So I'll probably take like 2 or 3 of these. And I also wanna thank Factor for sponsoring today's video. Factor makes meeting your diet and nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals right to your doorstep. You don't have to go anywhere. You can select all the meals you want and they're gonna come straight to you. And Factor takes all of the stress away. So this summer, you don't have to worry about any of that. You won't have to worry about meal planning, grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, none of it. Factor is going to take care of all of that for you. And with Factor, you can choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, Vegan, and Veggie. And for me, Factor just works out great with my lifestyle because I can have the meals at home. It just takes 2 minutes right up in that microwave, or I can do what I'm going to do on this trip and go ahead and take them with me. So that way I don't have to worry about where I'm gonna get food, when I'm gonna get food, or anything like that. So the meal I'm having today is roasted garlic chicken with green beans, sour cream, and onion mashed potatoes. And this one has a whopping 40 grams of protein. The amount of flavor this has is insane. So if you want to try out Factor, today is the day, because if you head to factor75.com and use code CatNesbitt50, you'll not only get 50% off your first Factor box, but you'll also get 20% off your next Factor box. So once again, thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's video. Now let's make my smoothie, get ready for work, and head off to the airport. So we are officially at the Dallas airport. I know like the AC is probably pretty loud, but y'all, it is hot. We just had like a heat wave come in, and like stumbling over my words. AC is gonna be on for as long as I can get it on, but I'm gonna be position 3 today. So I basically work the main cabin, but then I'll also help the lead flight attendant up with first class. And we're gonna be on the Airbus 321. I thought we were on the 737, but apparently not. You guys, have any of y'all read the ACOTAR series? I like posted on Instagram that I like started reading this, and I'm on the 2nd book right now. Within like a day or day and a half, I read 50% of the book. Like I was halfway through. Like that's how good it is. And like I only have 10% left because it tells me on the book app. The first one starts out pretty slow, and I was like, oh, okay, but y'all, it picks up steam. And if anybody's read it, chapter 54 of the 2nd book, y'all, I'm excited. I am excited. But anyways, okay, random thought, but all right, let's get our stuff and go inside. No. Pretty Caroline, stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Okay, you guys, I thought we would never make it. This was was a lot, but we have finally made it. Welcome to Portland, Oregon. I'll show you the room, and then as I get like undone, because like now we're on a short layover, I'll kind of explain what happened. So this room is nice and massive. Like immediately we've got the couch, the bed over there, a desk, we've got like the refrigerator, and then I don't know what all this stuff is, but then have the big old bath. And over here, oh, that bed has my name on it. I don't know if there's a luggage rack, so I'm gonna go ahead and just set my stuff right here. So, because right now it's already, let's see, 9:33 local time, which means it's 11:33 Dallas time. I already ate one of my Factor meals on the plane. It was actually so good. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the other two in the fridge. I also brought 2 bags of protein chips with me. I brought 2 cans of Diet Coke. I have an Alani bar, a protein bar, as well as a little granola bar. So that's basically everything I packed. And then I have my ice packs with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff put in the fridge and then get changed. So here's our jammies. I feel like I'm about to go race car driving in like my baggy old fit. I'm like so comfy though. There is like no better feeling than getting off of a flight and just getting in some big old baggy comfy clothes. Such a mood. But basically what happened is the plane was late coming in, so we had to wait for them to deplane. And then after that, we found out that the plane has no APU, which if you're not sure about plane lingo, if you will, that basically means there's no air conditioning. Just to summarize, I'm not gonna get into I don't even know all the mechanics of it, but there's no AC essentially. So it was getting so incredibly hot. So we kind of had to wait for it to like cool down a little bit so we could get passengers on board. But of course, there ended up being a maintenance issue. So essentially, one of the little like metal pieces that keeps the carts into place ended up breaking and it was bent, so they couldn't replace it. So instead, no carts could be stowed there. So they were gonna have to take 2 full carts off the back and we were gonna have to try to condense everything down. But we actually have 2 services on this flight because it's like a 4-hour flight from Dallas to Portland. So basically by getting rid of, it's not funny, but you have to learn to laugh. In this industry, if you don't laugh, if you don't have a good sense of humor, if you cannot go with the flow, this is not the job for you. I promise you, it's not. You just have to laugh. But anyways, so we were gonna have to condense down to make sure that we had enough stuff to do all the service. So we're scrambling, trying to figure out where we're gonna put everything so they can take these 2 carts off. And then of course, it's still getting hot, and then after 2 hours of a bunch of stuff, we were finally on our merry way. I did not bring my micellar water today. I forgot, so I'm gonna just go in with 2 of these. We're finally on our merry way, and you guys, you know what? The crew is so fun. This is a good crew. The captain and the first officer, like all the flight attendants, it was just a good crew. So I love when that happens because no matter what you go through, if you've got a good crew, let it be, you know what I mean? Like just let live. I don't know the saying. And every single passenger was so kind. Not anybody was rude or mean or nothing. Everybody was so understanding and so nice, and that also makes all the difference. So after 2 hours, our 15-hour layover is now a 13-hour layover. But anyways, because this layover is so short now and I am wanting to read my book, like I was busy. I was on my feet all day because also our lead flight attendant is like fresh. She's fresh out the gate in the skies. So I was trying to help her out and then do the back. So I don't know, I love fresh faces. I love seeing all the new hires. All right, y'all, I am exhausted. I'm gonna probably brush my teeth, do a little skincare, get up in that bed, read my book, and go to sleep. And I will see you guys bright and early for 2 more flights tomorrow. Night. Good morning. Oh, what a view. Good morning, you guys. I don't know what view I was expecting, but it was not to wake up basically in the middle of a tree. I slept pretty good though. I finished the second book. So good. What a cliffhanger. For today though, we're gonna be working 2 flights. We're gonna be working from Portland to Chicago. Then there's like no sit time at all. And then we go from Chicago back to Dallas. Portland to Chicago. I guess I didn't realize they were so far apart, but that's a 4-hour flight. Oh, this bed is comfy. Originally, I was just gonna chill and then go down to breakfast before we leave, but I'd really like some coffee. But the other thing I have to do is I have CQ coming up, which is basically like, it's basically, I'm stuck. It's basically our recurrent training. So flight attendants, not only when you first get hired do you have 6 to 8 weeks of training, but also every single year you have to go back to recurrent training, which is like 2 days of training where you have to do like different scenarios that might happen. You have to do all your emergency drills and things like that. But not only do you have like the classroom portions and then tests and things you have to do, but there's also an online portion where you have different modules and stuff that you have to do as well. We also as flight attendants have like quarterly trainings and stuff, so we'll have like different things that come up each quarter. So lots of training all the time. As a flight attendant, you gotta be ready. You're gonna be doing a lot of training. But I really can't believe how big this room is though. This room is huge. Also, it was so cute. Our security system kept alerting me and I was like, what is going on? And then I looked and Chip is out there watering all of my veggies and my plants. Bless him, it was so cute. That breakfast was pretty good, you guys. I just got like 2 hard-boiled eggs and then took the yolk out. So I had like 2 egg whites, a hash brown, and a turkey sausage. Not too shabby. I also got a coffee. Now I'm probably gonna see if I can get connected to the internet and then get some of those modules done. I'll probably also do a little eye mask while I'm at it. All right, you guys, so I am pretty much all ready. Oh, I got a little reward card. It's like whenever you have good service, they have like these little like reward things that you can like give to the flight attendants, and like we get points for them, and I got one of them. If you ever get those, flight attendants do very much appreciate them, just to let you know. Here's officially the test of did the fridge work. Yes, it did. Oh, these are actually still frozen too. Good job. I also brought this as a backup to add ice to it, just in case, but looks like we should pretty much be good to go now.
No, don't you think you're better off where the neighbors don't stare? Baby, you're wanted, looking good for the movie screens, living in make-believe, hoping your wishes get granted. I know you never giving up unless it's real.
Hello, you guys. So the trip was crazy. It's been like 2 days. No, today's Monday, so I'm back on call today. Since this trip, I've spent all morning at the ER, so it's just, if my brain's a little scattered, that's why it's been a morning. Smokey's been having like episodes that may be seizures. We're not sure. We're gonna have to see the neurologist like later this month. So it's just been a crazy morning, but you guys, let me get into this trip. Now, I have to say 2 disclaimers before I give you the details of what happened. And the first one is that in no way am I passenger shaming. You know, things happen, people get sick, and that's life. This isn't about them. I just want to give you a perspective of this is how my day went. And as a flight attendant, I think that there's this notion that we live this like glamorous life, and And I want you guys to know that the life of a flight attendant is not glamorous. Most of the time it's anything but glamorous. You're often eating right next to a trash can and a lavatory. So I just want to explain what happened and how my trip went. Now, the second thing I have to say is that there are going to be things in this story I cannot tell you because it involves safety and security information. So there is going to be a chunk of the story I have to leave out, and that's simply because of safety related things. I've told you guys before, like, you know, we have a social media policy in place, and like you have to tread so carefully. So for that, I'll tell you where it's coming. That whole section of the story is going to be missing, but it's fine. You'll get the grand picture without needing that little bit. So now that that's all on the table, let me try my best to explain what happened. But essentially, we were in flight and we were in the middle of trying to get the pilots fed their crew meals. Now, this is the part of the story I cannot tell you because we had to go into protocol, but essentially we went into a procedure. Now, after everything was secure, everything was all good, a passenger was approaching and he ends up throwing up all over the galley into the closet where our bags were. Now, if I'm smiling or if at any point I laugh, it's literally just because, like I explained before in this video, it's not at the expense of anybody, but it's just in this job, you have to learn to just roll with the punches. You have to learn to not take anything too seriously. It's like that saying, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. That's simply how you have to be. That's the attitude you have to have for this job. But anyways, we ended up getting the passenger all taken care of, and then we had to get the entire thing all cleaned up. But the craziness didn't stop there. Of course not, because something about me and domestic flying, we don't get along. If you guys are familiar with any of my other videos, we don't get along. There's always something. There's always something. And I even joked because the lead flight attendant, she's fresh out of the gate. She's fresh out of training. And I was like joking with her. I said, girl, if I ever see your name on the crew list, I'm calling out sick. Like, it was just so funny. Like, bless her. She really like handled it like a pro with a great attitude. But anyways, so once we landed in Chicago, we still had another flight to work from Chicago back to Dallas. Well, once everybody deplaned and cleaners came on board, all of a sudden, none other than crew scheduling starts calling. So they call the lead flight attendant and she steps away for a minute. And when she comes back, she's like, okay, goodbye. And we're all thinking like, goodbye, what do you mean? Like, we need to go. We're trying to go home. Where are you going? And she said that they called for her as well as our number 4, and they were gonna go work, instead of back to Dallas, they were gonna go work to LA and lay over there because they were both on reserve and they were still good for the next day. So they were having them continue on, and then they were taking 2 deadheaders that were supposed to be just deadheading from Chicago back to Dallas and making them work the flight with us. It was actually a great flight, another great crew, and then we finally worked back to Dallas, and it was a long old day, you guys. I didn't even get home until after midnight. But yeah, that's basically how my day went. So the life of a flight attendant, she's not always glamorous. She truly is not. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a big old thumbs up and pressing that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.